Hey guys, we're out and about. I'm in Tampa and I'm here with Stacey. She's gonna share some tips for the beginner crocheter. So if that's you, stay tuned. Welcome to the Sewing Report. I'm Jennifer Moore, helping you discover your love of sewing, crafts, and DIY projects. I'm here with Stacey Schmidt. She has an Etsy shop called Crocheted. Stacey's gonna be sharing some of her best tips for you if you are just beginning your crochet journey.
To get started, like I was saying, you need to knot the first stitch. If I'm teaching somebody, I just want somebody to just do a chain stitch. This is a chain stitch, very simple. And basically, I have somebody do this over and over. So I say, oh, you did that? Beautiful, rip it. That's all I want you to do, whether it's 10 minutes until you have it. Like I said, knot it, pull that, and then start chaining. And this will give you the confidence. This is the hardest step in the whole entire crocheting. It's doing the chain and the next back line, because you have to turn. So get your chain stitch, make sure you're happy. You want even stitches, not too loose, not too tight, because the next row is just as important. So when you're going to turn, you're going to skip the one you just did and go into the next. And this is called a single crochet. And you're basically going to go in the tops of each one of the chain stitches until you get this desired look. And once you've gotten that desired look and you've accomplished that, rip it again. Keep going, back and forth, back and forth. You want to be, really good at it. And you have to make sure you're skipping those first stitches, or your yarn is going to go like this. You're not going to get a square. Next row, you would chain 3 if you're doing like a double crochet. And that's what I'm going to do here. So I chain 3 first and I turn it. And the double crochet, you wrap around. Make sure you're not going in the first hole, because if you do, your square is going to look like that, so it won't be a square. Get into that next stitch, and 1, 2. That's why they call it a double. Wrap, go into the top, pull it through, 1, 2. Wrap, pull it through, 1, 2. Until you have that row, and this is what it's going to look like. And you can incorporate, if you want to just do another single stitch next, then you would just chain 1, turn it, skip, go into the next, and do 1. Go in, pull it through, 1. And that's a single. Push in, pull through, 1. And it's just going to give you a shorter look. Now you could even do a triple. You can wrap it around twice, put it through, go 1, 2, 3. You could probably do as many as you want. You want to make 2 in one hole, 3 in one hole. You could do whatever you want. Not practicing enough. I really say rip it, do it again, rip it, do it again. Practice on your stitches, whether it's tight or loose. You need it to be consistent the whole entire way. If you're not consistent, it's not going to look right. You've got to make sure you're skipping those holes. You want it to be a complete square. Obviously, it's not a square yet because I'm working on it, but that's what I would do. Now, some people take many squares, they'll end it, and then they'll sew them together with maybe another type of yarn. These loose ones, there's many ways you can do this. You can tuck it on your row as you're going. So if I'm going back, I might hide it as I'm working, and I'm just going to fish it through and hide it. And then at the beginning, if I'm at the end of it, I cut a piece. I can take a needle and I could thread it through, or I could take a smaller crochet hook and put it through. It's all about the yarn that I'm going to choose. I have to, and sometimes I'll just do a little sample and see what flows better than another hook. I'm really enjoying the big ones, and the plastic, I feel like it just slides beautifully. Back in the day, it was only about metal. It's like I have things that are so old, but it's about metal, and I have some of them that are really, really tiny, little tiny, like those are for doilies, and some of my jewelry that I do, the yarn, I call them threads because they're thread size. And that's how I would make my necklaces and my bracelets. So there's so many different hooks out there. Now I see people making stuff out of wood, and they decorate the bottoms. It's so pretty, some of the designs that are out there.
Now, Stacey, how long have you been crocheting for?
Oh, probably about 50 years.
50
Yes.
years? Okay, the math on that can't possibly add up.
I started when I was about 5 years old, and so you do the math, you know how old I am now.
And who taught you to crochet? I know that was before YouTube, so.
Oh, yes. So, yes, my Nana, who, she had a love of making gifts for people, and I would go to her place every weekend, and I got involved with it. She would sit me down and give me some yarn and a crochet needle and just teach, you know, she just taught me how to do that, and I've had a passion for it. And she always said I outshined her, and which was a great compliment.
And what do you like about crocheting? Why should people do it? Why are you excited about it?
Oh, well, it's very relaxing. That's one of the things. And so if you just need to take some time for yourself, it's the best thing. You can, once you've mastered it, you can actually do it in your downtime of watching TV or car, you know, take it traveling. But what I really love about it, just making things for people. I don't know, I just make gifts. I've given away a lot of things, pillows. I've recreated things for that mean something, memories. Maybe I've taken somebody's wedding dress and I've incorporated it into a pillow, something. I made a beautiful pillow with my mom's shirt that she used to wear, and I have it displayed downstairs in my great room. Just things like that I enjoy, something that speaks to you.
So I want to ask, all right, so someone is just watching this video and they've never crocheted before. What do they need to just get started? What would you buy? What are the first couple things you'd get?
Well, I would go and look for a yarn that is not a fraying yarn. It has to be solid, something like a t-shirt yarn or a satin yarn, nothing that has multiple strands to it. Then I would check out different hooks, hold it in your hand, kind of feel it, grip it, see what's more comfortable. They have these big ones now, I think, that are really good for starting out. The plastic ones, easy to maneuver, and just go with that. Just need one skein of yarn to make even a little baby blanket for somebody, or maybe a doll, you know, a blanket for a doll that a neighbor or your own child, whatever you want to make, and just start it that way. Just keep going over and over and make sure you do your stitches evenly. That's very important.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, what is all this stuff? So this is from Stacey's Etsy shop, not this, although do you sell this huge one? Okay, I want to know, where did you get this? And what's the story?
Well, I was shopping in Costco and I saw it on display there with some corks in it, and basically I said, oh my, I can make a giant wine glass holder just so I could use it at some events that I'll be doing, that people could take photos with it, selfies.
Like yeah, you can do like a fun, you know, hey.
Fun stuff.
And these are your signature products. So these are the crocheted wine holders, and it allows people to go hands-free.
Absolutely, and this is the part of my Disney collection. So I'm wearing Aurora, and you have Rapunzel right now.
Do you feel like you're improving the lives of people everywhere?
Yes, so you can enjoy more, you can eat more. I mean, that's what it's about, just hands-free.
And that's the thing, you're always at a party or you're at like somewhere and you're always walking around and you can't even eat, like you can't hold your plate of hors d'oeuvres, hold your purse, and hold a glass of wine. All right, I think we've got our YouTube thumbnail here, jeez.
So I start with a small needle, and I like to put my yarn, if I can, on this toilet paper roll holder. I know it sounds funny, but it's great because I don't have to keep pulling at it. It just rolls naturally. So I make a little knot, pull as tight as I can. And then my little trick is to add a little glue so that it doesn't pull out at all. Of course, it takes a little bit of dry time. And then I switch to a bigger needle. And then I begin to chain. And I do about 20. So I connected it, and now I will do a single stitch around all the way. Now I'm going to just chain 3 up, and I basically skip a stitch, so it kind of makes a little hole, because I want it to look like a necklace, very airy. So I just chain again and go through, and just keep going, and that's pretty much it. And I do this around until I'm 6 high. Where I've glued is kind of my mark for me. So yes, I have to look at it, see where I'm at, count how many holes up I have, and then I'll know if I've reached my goal. I've gone all the way around, and then I want to do the strap. I don't want to do it separate. So when I go around the full, I'm going to then go in the top of all those little loose ones for my next row. I'm going to go in the top of in the hole, and that's how I'm going to do that. So for the strap, I basically do a double crochet across, back and forth, until I have my desired length. And I would just keep going, always crocheting 3, turn, and double. I basically turn it inside out, and I should have, I kind of count, and I say 1, 2, 3, and I take the middle of that, and then I'm going to attach it across. It'll be just 3 stitches of single crochet, and then I would take the one I started with and try to pull it as tight as I can, and I would double it. I would glue in here, and then cut.
Stacey, I did bring you a little gift.
Oh, thank you.
This is the finest canned wine in all of Target.
I love it.
It's the Barefoot Spritzer. So I thought maybe we could test. I want to do a real life road test with these babies and see how they do.
Open it up.
If you're watching this, make sure you drink responsibly.
Yes.
And definitely at home like we're doing.
That's
Summer
affordable.
Red. It's still chilled, and this is the wine-based spritzer. Okay, so
right.
let's let me pour you a glass.
Yes, please.
All right. Okay. So
And cheers to you.
All right. Cheers to
Thank
you,
you.
Stacey. All right.
Thank
Let's
you.
give this a shot.
It's actually very good.
I know. For $6.99.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to get some of that.
It's a good bargain. Okay. So let's do the real test. I'm gonna stand up.
Yes.
Move
please.
around. Let's see how. Okay.
Don't be
How
afraid.
are we doing? How are we doing here?
You just let go.
Okay. So I feel like I feel this compulsion to keep holding on to it though. Okay,
You
so
can do whatever you want.
hands-free.
You could even dance.
Okay, Stacey, these are about $20 on Etsy, right?
Yes.
And you said they come with free shipping?
Yes, free shipping.
All right, so you don't have to pay for shipping, guys. And
Yes.
I would say the $20 is definitely well worth it.
Yes.
For you to go somewhere and not have to worry. I feel so liberated now. Like I feel like I feel like my life was
Oh my gosh.
had something missing before. All right, well, Stacey, thank you so much for joining us here on the Sewing Report, and we really appreciated hearing your crochet tips. That was very helpful for me because I've tried crocheting, and it is, I would say it's harder than it looks, and my squares looked nothing like this. So they looked absolutely, yeah. So practice is key. Also, would you recommend wine drinking while do you think that would help someone?
You know, you can relax, absolutely.
All right, yes.
Can't hurt.
Now, what are you gonna do with this? What are you gonna put in this?
That's a good question. I mean, for the event, I may just stock it with all my wine glass holders in there.
Oh, that's so like a display item.
Yes,
okay.
Or I don't know,
Fill
maybe
it with free wine. I'm so glad I got to come over here and try this out.
Thank you so much. I
All right,
enjoyed
cheers
this very
again.
much. Cheers to you.
All right, we're gonna bust out this big one next and see where the night goes. You know?
Yes.